future, talk radio will actually educate, inspire, and make you think. The future is now. Topics and music that affect your life from Universal Broadcasting Network. Tune in at ubnradio.com.
This. Hi, welcome back to PlusThis. I'm Kathy Deitch.
And I am Eva Tingley.
And we just blew out the lights with our fierce energy.
We blew it out. We're just like, pow!
It was like, pow!
I know.
It was like on
you were singing, pow! And it was like, pow! It was like too much.
Y'all, Mercury's in retrograde real hardcore this time around. There's going to be an eclipse. Like, we're all just
all the astrology is just like all over everywhere.
It's like totally like slamming together. We have such an amazing show today. We've had an amazing day.
No, today has been so great. Like, we have so much to talk to you guys about. Like, today was so great. And we ran into somebody amazing. But wait, we can't talk about that. Because we might have some top secret information.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on.
But we do have to say that season 2 of Glow on Netflix is
yes!
picked up. Yay, Brittany Young. We're so excited.
Yes, our guest last week, if you were not with us, our guest last week was Brittany Young, who was on Glow, and we just found out that it got renewed for season 2, and we're so thrilled for her.
Yeah, we were screaming, and we were together when
we were together,
which was awesome. And we're taking crazy
we're like, took a picture, we're like, ah! I'm like, that actually just looks like we're insane, Kathy, but okay, send it.
Totally. We have a couple of insane hot topics today.
Oh, and they are hot.
Like all across the country.
And we had to like decide, like, are we doing a PlusThis bitches or what is, because it was like two things, so we were like, oh my god,
they both could be PlusThis.
First of all, we could have just raged. We just might rage right now, so just be prepared for it.
Just be prepared for the red face and the eyes.
Yeah. Wait, but first we have to talk about our amazing guest who we have.
Of course. Yes.
Stylist,
editor,
influencer, Reah Norman. Oh my god! First of all, she's so amazing. I cannot wait to talk to her. I've known her forever. I cannot wait to introduce you to her. If you don't know her, it's insane. Styled
by Reah.
Yes, at Styled by Reah.
Yes. On Instagram, literally, I could have reposted every single one of her pictures. She's brilliant.
No, wait. First of all, okay, we're gonna talk about this later, but we're gonna talk about the like signature Reah pose and how I always try to do it and how I always fail.
She's gonna try to do it in front of her.
I'm gonna try to do it in front of her.
Which is gonna be really interesting.
I like literally every time Kathy and I take pictures, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do the Reah thing, and then I'm like, oh yeah,
fail.
Let's just keep Reah doing
Reah pose fail. Hashtag.
I'm terrible at it. Terrible.
Yeah, but we'll save that for her when she comes back.
Yes. But we have we're very excited for her.
Yes. So there was a big brouhaha.
Which you might have seen because it's been on ABC News. It's been on like
Good Morning America.
About it.
Like everyone has their 2 cents. When morning news has it on everything.
And they're like, okay, we got to talk about it.
Let's set it up.
So Instagram, there's an Instagram influencer, a guy. His name is @Trip. We're going to tell you to go find it. You can go find it if you don't know what it is. Go look it up. But he posted a picture of him and his wife on the beach, and she's in a bathing suit, and they're embracing, and it's a cute photo.
Gorgeous.
Totally great photo. And then he felt the need to like talk about how much he loves his wife, but in our opinion, like it was like great.
And then it went off the rails.
And then it went nuts. Like it was like, literally, he said something like, I love this woman and her curvy body. As a teenager, I was often teased by my friends for my attraction to girls on the thicker side, ones who were shorter and curvier, girls that the average basic bro might refer to as chubby or even fat. So, like, while he's complimenting his wife, he's also saying...
What we said, the caption should have been was, I love my wife and her curvy body, period, done.
No, it should have just been like, I love this... Yeah, that's it. I love this woman and her curvy body. Period, done. Post.
Over. Post.
Maybe a couple hashtags like, love my wife.
Yeah, Bopo.
She cute. Love her. You know what I mean? Like, cute couple.
Yeah.
Whatever. But no, he had to go on and say, wait, this is the best part.
Yeah.
This gorgeous girl I married fills out every inch of her jeans and is still the most beautiful one in the room. Still. By the way, doesn't everybody fill out every inch of their jeans?
And if they don't, are they wearing the right size jean?
Are they just sagging it down?
Are
I'm
they
just
wearing
curious.
a boyfriend jean and just hanging out?
No, but like honestly, everybody fills out every inch of their jeans. Otherwise, they're on the floor.
And is that a real problem? Like was that something that people were like, oh, she fills out her jeans all the way? Problem, girl.
Oh, this girl.
But I still love her, even though she does that.
Yeah,
and
she's still the most beautiful one.
Yeah, there's just things.
It's like let me compliment you, and then smack you, right? Like
a little bit.
He's trying
too
to
hard,
be.
Is what he's doing.
And I was talking to my sister about it because she was like, no, it was so great. Did you see? And I was like, yeah, but like, why is it that when he posts about his wife, there's all this acclaim? Like, shouldn't you just already love your wife?
Love your wife.
Like, and sure, like there are things that I think Peter likes about me.
Her husband is Peter. Mm-hmm.
My husband is Peter. Her husband is Peter?
I was telling the audience her husband is Peter.
Oh, my husband is Peter. And there are certain things that my husband like really, really loves about me. But if he posted it and was like, yeah, my homies like totally make fun, not that he would say homies. I don't even know. Like he wouldn't say that. But like if he was like, yeah, my friends, first of all, if he says like my friends would make fun of me for being with you, like that's just abusive talk.
It's just
that's like literally abuse. It's literally mental and emotional abuse.
Yeah, it's kind of like I take a lot of shit being your husband. A little bit.
Well, and I was talking to my sister about it. I'm like, being fat is the last thing that you can make fun of somebody about still.
Yeah.
Right? Like if he had said, "Oh, I love my black wife and even though people make fun of me," like you'd be like, "What?"
We'd all be screaming.
Like you don't get applause for loving somebody who you love. Like you just love them and you just
love them.
Love.
And here's also the problem. Even this is something that we've posted articles about it. Like the real issue is that we are in a society whereas one man comes out and says, "I love my big fat wife," and everyone's like 16,000 likes and yay, hooray, you're a hero. Put him on the news. But when a woman says, "I love my own big fat self." God, today we were going through it on Instagram with men trying to tell me about
what the body positive movement is.
Yeah, and how to be body confident. And they're saying, no, this is promoting obesity. Like they can't even get a grip. So I totally appreciate that he wants to express himself, and I understand the frustration with people talking shit maybe about your wife. Maybe people do say shit to you.
I mean, I've said to Peter, I'm like, I think that like people might like if we got if we got more famous, more on the red carpet, and there's pictures of us together, like people might think he's gay and that I'm his fag hag.
Total, that's so not true. I've seen so much private displays of affection just for the three of us in the throuple. That, trust me, guys, that is not
but
the
like
case.
What I'm saying is,
I know what you mean.
Like,
It'll be
Hugh
Hugh Jackman thing, yeah, and
because his wife isn't a stick figure. Like, there's no possible way that he could love somebody who isn't a stick figure thin.
It's true, and that brings us into our next segue. Topic. It's a great segue because Usher,
which if you don't speak that is Usher. What is his real name? Something weird, right? Like Raymond.
Yeah, I don't know.
Whatever.
I could care less. But I do love some of his songs. But
I love his songs. I love the way he dances. He's a great actor.
This thing is kind of unbelievable on many levels.
First of all,
I didn't even know that it was against the law to.
Wait. Let's talk about what we're talking about.
Yeah. So, but I'm getting into it.
Oh, but you're gonna tell what the thing is.
Yeah. So Usher is being sued by two women and a guy.
Wait. Stop! Pause! He's being sued by two women and a man. Two women and a man.
For exposing them.
Well, actually, technically three women and a man.
To herpes. And it's a California suit because in California, if you do not declare that you have an STD to someone and they unknowingly sleep with you, they can.
The consent is revoked.
The consent
is revoked
Yeah.
in California when it's given under false pretenses, including excluding information about sexually transmitted diseases.
Yes.
Boom! California got your back.
I mean, I didn't even know that. I'm like, there's some people I could call.
Lawsuit.
I wouldn't dare.
Wait, but first of all, okay, so then there's another girl. Her name, I'm probably going to butcher this. Her name is Quantasia Sharpton, okay? She's a big, gorgeous black girl.
Ugh.
And everybody is up in arms. First of all, everyone is up in arms that Usher would possibly have sex with a fat black girl. But no one's talking about that he gave herpes to a fucking dude.
Right.
No one's like, oh,
Right.
Usher fucked a dude? No,
Right.
no.
Exactly.
They're like, he fucked a fat girl? There's
Right.
no
There's
way.
no one's even blinking that the guy could be part of the equation.
Well, oh, that's
not even a blinking.
No, it's not. No one is even talking
I've not
about
found
it.
one meme about it.
No, it's ridiculous.
But they're all jumping on this girl. I don't believe he tapped. I don't believe he hit that. I don't believe he
Usher
fucked
wouldn't
that.
fuck a fat girl. No way. I'm like,
first of all, and then of course all this concert footage of him bringing up fat girls to dance with him.
not even fat girls, like girls who look exactly like
like
her.
this girl, yeah.
Like we're like, is it
and
her?
like getting it on Magic Mike style.
Oh, like totally
full
grinding on her.
Yeah.
Just like, oh, like
and,
in it.
And he's having a great time.
Oh, he's living his life
He's
on
living
their
his damn
bodies.
life, and he should. But if you do have herpes, you should tell people. But it is crazy that she's getting all this heat. Like she is
getting so fat
girl.
shamed.
Such a young girl. I mean, this incident was when she was 19, and now she's like what, 21? Like, I mean, she's a young girl,
Right, and at 19, and she's had a baby, and like you could expose your child to that.
Yeah.
Like all of that is scary stuff. So she actually tested negative.
Thank God.
But she's like, hey, you put me at risk by not telling me about that.
Yeah, for sure, and he did, and I mean,
I just still cannot get over the fact that literally no one is talking that there's also a man.
I know.
Like they're like, oh, I buy that Usher would fuck a guy.
Yeah.
But a fat girl?
Yeah. And
I cannot get over it.
And there's a lot of, especially big black women, who are coming out going, you know, we have sex all the time, right?
Yeah, there's a reason why you call your grandma Big Mama. Because she fucked a bunch. Like, let's get real about it.
She did. She
had sex and had babies. That's how it's made, son.
That's how it works.
Ah!
Yeah. So I love all of the like stuff that's coming out as reminders that, you know, you got on this planet. And even there was a great one that was like all the people being like, Usher didn't hit that, and then they go home and
like snuggle with their chubs.
big girl. Yeah. I just don't understand why we have to keep
Well,
hiding.
and this is what I was talking to Peter about this. Again, my husband. I was saying, like, look, here's the deal. Like, before I met Peter, I did not have a problem getting a guy. I did not have a problem getting a guy.
Yeah.
Like, that was not an issue for me.
This is like a myth.
Like,
It's
I was kind
weird-
of like, oh yeah, you're into me. Of course you are.
It's a real disconnect myth. It's a real myth that we're just all sad and lonely, and only people who are drunk out of their minds or really, really desperate.
Yeah, and
wanna have
I'm
sex
just
with
like,
us.
the only way I get off is just furiously masturbating. That is not a true thing.
No, it's not.
No.
And it's because we're not having the support in television, in movies, in media. We can't even find stock photos of ourselves.
No.
I mean, we just had someone talk to us who has a website about how they were trying to find a stock photo. I think it was of a pole dancer, and they
Right.
wanted her to be of a bigger girl because that's what the story was about. And she's like, I couldn't find, not only that, I couldn't find anything.
Right. Anything of like regular chubs doing regular things.
Yeah, and this is the problem. This is why you have guys who are anonymous on Twitter and Instagram letting us know something about ourselves.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, here's what we really need to get to the root of: is why is it more important for men to impress their friends than to be
true about their desires.
True about their desires, and why is it? No, why is it? Why do we have to judge people for what their desires are?
Exactly. Because it's happening. It's happening. Like I've said on this show before, we're the 67% in America, and there's not like a crazy dip in babies. Like, baby making's happening.
Yeah.
So we're fucking. So what's the issue?
I mean, we are living our lives, and men, you just need to
Just
accept
hang it up and don't feel like you need an award because you're doing it.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on because we have a really great guest.
No, we have such a great guest. We have so much to talk to her about.
Like years and years of things to talk about.
I mean, there's so much.
So watch this space, plus this. We'll be back with Reah Norman.
You know that 67% of American women are size 14 and above.
You mean they look like this?
Yeah, girl.
So then where are we in television and film?
And where are we in fashion magazines and clothing stores?
Yeah.
So we want to help out entertainment and fashion and media. Catch the F up.
Topics get hot. We want to hear what y'all have to say.
And they will get hot.
Absolutely
I have
true.
a question for you. It's kind of like a dirty little one. So if you had to do a love scene with somebody else famous, who would it be?
Oscar Isaac.
Oh, love how I asked you that and you had an answer like right away.
We sang, we laughed, we cried. We
You
actually
gotta
didn't
go
cry.
back. No, we didn't cry.
We didn't cry.
Everybody should be able to be seen in. I mean, maybe not every single campaign, but let's try to include it in as many campaigns as we can.
Witchy poo, we told
We're
you.
just putting it in the
meditate.
cauldron for you.
We're gonna get those candles.
Yeah.
People are having sex with us. We need to show that we're like part of this society, and being sexual is part of that.
Absolutely.
So tough titty, you're fucking uncomfortable.
Watch a fat girl love herself.
Applause, applause,
But just us.
applause.
Just us.
applause.
Applauding.
Thank
So
you.
good.
Plus this. We're back. It's amazing.
Did you miss us?
I'm sure you did.
No, you didn't because you were just
Because
watching
it was
us.
a fun promo that you got to watch
Yeah.
instead. That's fun. Some of our best moments.
Yes,
Did you notice that me and Eva switched it up a little bit?
we did.
Yeah, we're trying to switch.
We're like Kathy's wearing black. She
should be behind
she
the
should be in
colors,
the colors.
you
And I'm
know.
wearing a color. I should be behind here.
And then of course our guest is still in the hot seat. Editor, influencer,
Influencer.
stylist to the stars.
Stylist Kathy Deitch.
Yes,
We're going to talk about that.
Reah Norman's here.
Reah Norman. Woo!
Hi, ladies.
Thank you so much for coming on our show.
I'm really excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
Oh my God.
We're so glad.
We're so glad you're here. We're so glad you're here. So,
We have so much to talk to you about.
I know. So both of us have known you for a real long
I know. We were
time.
trying to figure out how long Reah and I have known each other.
Yeah, because
We've known each other since we were 10. And we have known each other for 12 years.
Basically, we grew up together.
Yeah, basically.
totes.
We kind of did in the plus size community.
We kind of did. I mean, I look back on that time and I didn't know my ass from a hole in the wall.
But I feel
back
like
then.
you knew so much more than I did. Like you were like my little plus size shepherd, and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna do
Did
what
you
she
say
tells
that
me
she
to
made
do.
you wear something that you were like shocked about?
Oh, she. I think you styled a shoot for me, right? Once.
Yeah,
a
when
million
a
years ago.
test shoot.
Yeah, a
when
test
you
shoot.
were first starting out in modeling.
And I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. This
Yeah.
is weird. I never got those photos, by the way. I got like 3. But Reah wanted me to wear this like bright green, like a pearl necklace, but not pearls. Obviously, there was bright green. And I was like, I don't know if I can wear this. And she was like, put it on.
Sounds about right. Sounds about
I
right.
have zero recollection of that.
Oh, I
have
was
the worst memory.
I was very like, it's really green, and I don't think I wear green. And you were like, put it on. And I was like, okay, whatever you say, Reah.
And of course, it was bomb.
No, it was cute, and then
Yeah.
there were green earrings too, and
What was
I
the
loved
rest
them.
of the outfit?
I was wearing
This is gonna age us right here. This is gonna put it all in perspective.
Careful.
I don't know. It was from Torrid. It was like a green and white striped with like a V-neck blue thing over it. And it was real
okay.
cute. I should have put the picture. I should have brought. But remember, I had red hair. Remember those days?
Yeah.
When you were a redhead.
But when I first met you, we were both on a modeling job.
Yeah, a lingerie modeling job.
Yeah.
We saw a lot of each other.
I still have those photos. Those are fun to look
Do
at.
you? I have like 3. I didn't get very many.
I think I just ended up finding them like online randomly at some point and
weird.
saved them.
And
Yeah, you were like,
Oh, there I am in a corset and a thong. That's great.
yeah.
Online. Thanks, Mom and Dad. Thanks.
No, but one time,
Birthdays.
you know, they have like plus size fan clubs on
Yes.
Facebook and stuff, right? So like
There's a lot. Yeah.
there are people who like talk about me a lot on that, and I had somebody who still to this day, Peter will not tell me who it is. That somebody was like, "Hey, I think your wife is on this page."
Thinking you're trolling for days.
But I wasn't. Somebody had posted a picture of me.
I'm sure. And I had an experience with Reah, which was so amazing.
Which was like a miracle
she
worker.
didn't even know me. You didn't even know me. And people claim that I have a magic Facebook wall, which is kind of true. I'm not going to say that once a friend of mine wanted to adopt a baby and I posted on my wall and he got a baby. I'm just saying. So miracles happen every day. But I had 24 hours notice. I was subbing in. Someone had dropped out of a benefit, and it was a black and gold event. And I was like, oh wow, I really should wear black and gold, I guess. And I could have faked it, but Hail Mary, I was like, hey Facebook, does anyone know of a size 14, 16 black and gold dress I might be able to borrow? Because of course I had not 2 coins to rub together. And Natalie, our friend, totally was like, tagged you, and
then Rosa was like, "This is not happening."
And Rosa Graziano literally was like, "Lots of luck, Deitch. Never happening, never happening." And then poof, Jeannie Reah literally gave me. I think we have a photo of it. The most beautiful Gigli dress.
Gigi, yeah.
Gigi, Gigli. That's like a movie.
Yeah.
That's like
you
a
can see it
bad
on the
movie.
screen right now. Look at
Gigi.
how beautiful
What is wrong with
Kathy
me?
looks, and Reah saved her life.
And again, that brand was something I didn't know about. I did not know about Gigi until you exposed them to me. And then all of a sudden I was like, wait, there's like higher end clothes? Like I don't have to
like
go
it's just Torrid?
I don't have to
just Torrid?
I don't have to go to Ross Dress for Less all the time for like the closest muumuu. Like I can actually, and I've gotten I've worn it several times.
Oh, good.
Got compliments every single time. It's banging. Yeah, it's beautiful.
But you started out as a model, and we were talking about how I always try to do the Reah pose, which is like
Yeah, I'm dying to know
like
what that
this.
is.
It's like this. It's like
Oh, the hand up.
you're
Yeah,
just like
the
you're
hand
just
up.
like you're just like casually listening to something. I don't know,
something.
or you're playing with your hair, and it just like looks.
But
It looks
it's
so
always
natural
so
when you
natural
do
and
it. And
pretty.
I am always like.
And she's like, I'm gonna do the Reah. And she every time I'm taking the pictures. And she's like, I'm gonna do the Reah. I'm like, okay. And every time she's like,
I'm like, no. I'm like, don't
Fail.
use that. Don't use that. Delete. That looks terrible.
I guess it's the Reah pose.
Yeah, it is
now
a
we're
Reah
calling
pose.
Yes, it is.
Wait, look at her Instagram, because seriously, there are lots of hand and hair.
And I was just realizing that recently, and I was like, gosh, I put my hand up a lot, like in every picture. I think that's just the one I tend to pick, like when I'm editing.
Right.
But the trick to it is to be in motion. So
Oh,
you have to do like,
okay, so tell us,
like
show
the
us,
half
show us.
step, or like, you know, like a catalog model type thing, like, I love my life. And I'm just like,
See, we don't do that.
for you.
We don't do that. We're like,
we're like,
No.
I'm like, I hate my life. I hate my life. I hate
Kathy, I'm
photos.
like, Kathy,
I hate my
pretend
life.
that
And I'm
you
like,
like
make me laugh. That's usually the one I pick. Open mouth, eyes closed,
Yeah,
laughing.
because it's in motion, it's real, right?
Exactly.
It's lifestyle.
Exactly. Well, talk
Yeah.
to
oh,
us
that's a
about-
good thing.
That is a good thing to remember.
To know.
Yeah.
I love that we're talking about modeling, but let's transition about how you ended up becoming a stylist.
Well, it kind of goes hand in hand with the modeling. I have a degree in fashion merchandising and photography. And so going back to like, you know, what am I going to do with my life, trying to figure all that out with like your life path. I really loved photography, but I never liked learning all the technical aspects of my camera. Like I really didn't care about lighting ratios or what my f-stop was or any of that. So, you know, in classes, one of my professors said to me, you should think about being a stylist, because I would spend like so much time curating an image on set and getting it perfect. And so I never really knew that a stylist existed before that. So fast forward to moving to LA, going to FITM, and then graduating, and I got a job working at Robinson May, which is now
Oh,
Macy's.
yeah.
And I was like a full-time stylist with them, working in their photo studio, but I was doing product styling. So nothing I shot was on a model. I was styling jewelry and home electronics and
And like purses and stuff,
yeah,
right?
yeah, for catalogs and direct mail pieces. And at that time I was also modeling. So that was, you know, circa when I first met you,
Circa
around that
2000?
time.
Maybe a little bit before that.
when I was 10.
It was 2000.
Whatever. 2000 whatever. And it all just happened organically because I was surrounded by so many other models in the industry who were testing for their portfolios and had all these frustrations about being out there in the fashion industry and being ignored, and stylists not bringing the right clothes that fit them on set, and photographers not even wanting to shoot them because they were plus size. And so I kind of just organically started helping them on their test shoots, building my portfolio, and collaborating with them and other photographers on projects, and it just organically happened.
That's amazing. So do you find that even today, even though there is more variety and awareness, that you still have that trouble with people who need to be taken seriously on a shoot? And like, do you have the same trouble as bringing plus size clothing to someone who needs it? Like, are photographers on board yet with plus size fashion?
So, I mean, I haven't really had many negative experiences, especially recently. I think now it's kind of like the cool thing, right? It's the trend, right? To not necessarily be plus size, but to be more inclusive of that.
For sure.
Which is great. I mean, right? That's what we want, is the media to be inclusive of us.
Which is so funny because we just had Donna Lynn Champlin on, who talked about how every time she has a shoot that they never bring a size bigger than a size 8 for her.
Well,
and she's like, I send my sizes and I tell them I'm a 14, 16.
That's the beauty of having people who specialize in plus, because they have relationships with these designers and with these companies that they can email directly and say, hey, I have a talent who's a size 20. Can you send me a box of clothes in her size? Versus a straight size stylist who's going to a showroom and pulling showroom sample sizes.
Right.
And the showroom might just have 10 things in a size 8 that you might be able to squeeze her into.
Well, they cut up the back and have to like
And duct tape
it to her body.
Right.
Which is insane.
Which is just ridiculous. I mean, to me, that's just like, stylists aren't doing their job.
Yeah.
If you're just going to phone it in and have your assistant go to some showroom and pick up what you think might work and, duct tape her in it, like, that makes no sense to me. Like, take the time to know your client's body type, know her sizes, and know what's going to be perfect for her.
Yeah, basically hire Reah, guys.
Yeah,
just hire
Reah for everything. But what do you think is the difference between styling someone for a red carpet than it is for a photo shoot? Because it's a different kind of thing. Like, in person, seeing somebody in person and seeing somebody like for a stylized lifestyle shoot.
Well, obviously, like, when you're doing a print shoot, you have much more control over things. You can cut it up the back if you need to, or pin it, or clip it, or you have more freedom when it comes to manipulating a garment.
Making it work.
Yeah, having a make it work moment.
Right.
But for red carpet, I think it depends, obviously, on what the red carpet is and what the event is. But it's all about how that person wants to represent themselves in public. And a lot of times they hire stylists and publicists to help them curate that.
Yeah.
To take it up a notch. That's why I love watching like E! News or whatever, and it's like a look back on Hilary Duff from 2002 to now, and you can tell when she hired a stylist.
Right, yeah.
It's like right here.
Like, yeah.
Year 2. Boom.
Right.
She finally said, oh, I have this money for real, not for fake.
Right,
Let me get the $5,000 a month or however much it costs.
Right.
But I think it's just a stylist. I mean, all of us. I mean, I always even say, like, I have a hard time dressing myself, but I can dress other people. I think that's because we don't see ourselves the way others do, and we stay in our comfort zones. We tend to stay in our comfort zones more than someone who will take you outside your box and be like, put that
green necklace. I'm like, actually, this is kind of fun.
Was I really that mean?
No, but you were like, just put it on.
You were probably big sister insistent,
Yes,
which is good. Which I enjoy that energy very much.
Yeah, we need someone who can help us like step up our game.
Yeah, I mean, and from that, I think I really learned a lot, because now I go shopping with my sister a lot, and I'll be like, just try it on. Like, I know you think it looks weird, like the fabric is weird, like it's a weird print. Just try it on. You don't have to buy it. I'm just saying, try it on and have fun with it. And most of the time she buys it.
Right?
Well, it totally does work when you take a risk. I mean, a lot of times it can even just like free you up to what your mind thinks would be good, and then what actually oh wait, this doesn't work, but I do like this about it.
Right. And then you can kind of learn what you like and what you don't like, kind of like dating.
You have to try it.
Yeah.
Try it. You might like it.
You might like it.
We're going to go and take a break, but we want to come back and want to hear about your work with Dia and Company, which is really great. And we'll talk more fashion at PlusThis.
Oh, yeah.
With Reah Norman.
Promotional consideration brought to you by Melissa Massey. Custom clothing isn't exclusively for the rich and famous. Melissa Massey is custom-made clothing for everyday wear. A unique combination of custom tailoring and deluxe fabrics that is well made and fit for every size and frame. Made in LA, sold in LA, and online at melissamassey.com.
We are wearing some Melissa Massey now.
We are wearing, I feel so glamorous, and you look real glamorous.
You guys are real glam today.
We didn't know until this afternoon.
I love it.
That we were going glam.
I mean, real
Living
glam.
on the edge.
I
Living
mean,
on the
can
edge.
you guys even see my earrings? They are just like, I am obsessed with this earring
It's
and this
so
necklace.
great on your
and this
complexion.
color and the fabrics are so, they're like butter.
I know, and I feel like completely, totally sexy in this dress, and yet completely comfortable, and I'm not holding my stomach in.
And your dress has like a cool thing
I
it
know,
can do.
it's like convertible. It's like, oh
It's
wait,
like, oh,
I kind
what?
of want a cowl. Oh wait, I want it to be a cape.
I mean, it's
that.
so fun.
Yes,
I
she's
feel like
really-
I need to be going to. I need to go like salsa dancing
You definitely
tonight
need to go
or something.
salsa dancing. You'll find us on Sunset Boulevard salsa dancing, everyone.
I'm just gonna be on the boulevard. I'm gonna be like Despacito. That sounds awesome, but whatever.
Amazing. So you have been working with Dia and Company.
Yes.
We went to your pop-up where
Yes.
your partnership
Thank you
was
guys for
celebrated.
coming.
Oh
That was
my
so fun.
god.
Oh my God, it was
we
so
made
fun.
out like
Great time.
bandits. Are you kidding? We have to thank
Wait,
you.
yes. And first of all, we got there super late, and we were like, yeah. But then it was like,
Cheapy.
oh,
People
everyone's
didn't
trying to
wanna
get
take
rid
it.
of their stuff. This is the good time to come.
No one wanted to haul that stuff back to the car.
Right.
Exactly. And that was such a fun event. Oh my
It was.
God.
That must be a lot of work, though, for you. You do it every year, right?
Well, it's kind of evolved into like a full-blown event now. I used to do this super
your
yard sale
I remember
style.
at your yard sale in
Yes,
front of your
and
house.
Eva used to come every time. I would just partner with other people in the industry, other influencers, plus-size models, and we would literally go on my driveway, set up our rolling racks, put handmade signs up around my neighborhood, and just promote it on Facebook and go for it.
Yeah.
I love it.
And we always made so much money. And so then I started actually having brands reach out to me and ask me if like they could sponsor it. And so it kind of has evolved into this full-blown event.
It is an event. It was fabulous.
I mean, there was like water and cakes.
You
and
could get
braids.
braids.
You could get your makeup done.
Yeah, we had Glam
you could
Squad
meet
there.
influencers and celebrities.
California Donuts sponsored, Core Water sponsored.
it
Yeah.
was really fantastic.
It was
I remember
really
at the
fun.
end, someone was like, "Take all the water." I was like, "Don't tell me to."
Yeah.
My bag's 20,000 pounds, but I got all the water.
You really did. You really did. And
did.
we loved what Dia and Company had there. Eva has
Oh,
an
yeah.
amazing Eloquy dress that she got from there. Do you enjoy putting boxes together? Like, how do you work that out?
So actually, my partnership with Dia & Co is their style advisor. So I work with them in a lot of different capacities, which is really great. I get to curate Reah's picks every season.
Nice.
So I'm actually going to be doing fall this coming up in New York. I'm going for CurvyCon and to do like a photo shoot and everything for my fall picks. So that's always really
Melissa
fun
Massey's
to.
fall line's coming out. Just keep that in mind.
I'm so excited about fall fashion. I always get excited about fall fashion. Like even like when back to school season came and you got to like
Yeah,
get
you
a
got,
new
like, your
wardrobe
Yes,
or like
yes.
school. I still kind of live that way. I'm like, oh, it's back to school. That means I get to.
I get to go on a shopping spree.
Yeah, what are you excited about that's happening in fall fashion? What's the rumblings?
I always love like the tried and true fall fashion, like prints and textures, like the chunky knits and like the
Which is
houndstooth
kinda hard
and the
to do
tweed
here in LA.
and the plaid. Yeah,
Because it's
no,
not
you
really
can't.
folly here.
Right.
It's
But
like summer
when
year
I
round.
get to go to New York, I get to wear a lot
Yeah,
of my
yeah.
like winter wardrobe. This fall, it's kind of like 90s, but not grunge 90s. It's like fashion 90s. So
a lot of prints, like a lot of florals.
there's a lot of fall floral happening.
Okay.
There's a lot of plaid happening. But it's more about like the silhouettes of things. Like the jeans are more like a relaxed denim or a relaxed trouser.
Okay.
We're seeing a lot of like blushes and nudes, red, burgundy wine.
Yes.
Always
a lot of
comes
burgundy
strong.
wine, yeah.
Yes.
And then like grays, right?
Yeah, grays. Like those tried and true things we're always
Yeah.
going to see. Houndstooth tweed.
They have skater dresses everywhere. I'm trying to think of my favorite 90s things that I wore.
Yeah, but even just like oversized jackets that are
Yeah.
more like boxy styles and gosh, what else? Like military utilitarian always comes into play. I always love that for kind of like a fall transition.
Yes.
You know, so you can mix like your fall pieces with those like military green neutrals and the nudes.
Yeah, even wearing a boot. Like we can
Yeah.
wear a cute shoe here in LA, even if it's a little bit warmer and you might not want to throw a sweater on. I love a lace-up boot. I
Oh,
really
yeah.
do.
Yeah.
And that always looks good, even if you have like a shorter pant that you've been like rocking all summer.
And see, that's kind of like the 90s, right? It's
I
like
really
the-
loved it maybe because I was alive in the 90s living my life.
Well,
Yeah,
the other day
right?
I was putting on a lipstick, and Kathy was like, "Oh, are you doing a real '90s lip?" I'm like, "Oh, the real '90s lip is coming back." She was like, "Yes,
Yeah,
I
like
can't
the
wait."
the matte rum raisin.
Yes.
I used to wear
666, Wet and Wild
Yes.
666.
Oh, I had that.
Yes.
And I used to wear Rum Raisin by L'Oreal, and everyone would be like, "What are you wearing?"
Yes, or mine was that was a MAC color.
Oh, I didn't know
that. was
that.
like
See,
it has a gold tint.
I wasn't living in a
red.
Mac world back in the 90s. I was living in a drugstore
Yeah, I
beauty
was
world.
living in a I was like, CVS
I
ready.
actually had like
What
a
do they got
career
there?
in the 90s.
Oh, right, because
old.
we're
I'm much
22
older.
and you're 32.
I'm really much older than everyone here. What else did we want to talk to her about? Oh,
Wait, we wanted to talk about Fashion Week and like
yes, of course.
there's like a lot of rumblings that like Fashion Week is like going to have a lot more plus size inclusivity.
Yes.
So like
who are you
who are
looking
you
at?
thinking
Well,
like
CurvyCon is happening during Fashion Week,
And that's a first.
which it usually happens. The past they've had it in the summertime, so they pushed it this year to be happening. It's September 8th and 9th, so
Smart.
it's happening right around Fashion Week, which I think is awesome because
Yeah.
anytime we can have events around that time, just it brings the plus size community into the city. It gives us more of a presence during all of those events that are happening.
yes.
I know Torrid is showing at New York Fashion Week this season. And then I'm hoping to see more designers just being inclusive of plus size models on the runway,
Yeah.
do
which
you
I think
mean
we're
like
seeing
14
more and more.
like size like curve models, or do you actually mean like actual size inclusivity?
Well, I mean, of course,
mean
I
curve
would like
models.
to see, a size 28 on the runway, of course, but I think we have to take those baby steps.
No, but
you
that's
know?
what I mean. Like, do you think that will be happening, or
No.
you think like a size
I think
14
it'll be-
who's 6 feet tall?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it'll be the runway models that we see, the plus runway models that
Okay.
we see, which
Which is still great. That's
of
like
course.
it is a baby step, but it's
if
great.
straight size designers continue to embrace those curve models and include them in their runway shows, we'll see it more and more.
Yeah.
I love it.
And it
You know,
will
like
push it.
look at
It'll
like
push
Chromat,
it.
right? The designer Chromat. Denise Bidot was the first
Gorgeous.
plus size model
Oh,
to
she's
walk
so
in
beautiful.
the Chromat show a few seasons ago. And now Chromat includes plus in all of their runway shows. And the designer has even been quoted saying, like, it's a choice a designer makes. No one's telling us you have to use size 2s and 4s and 0s on the runway. No one's telling them that. It's a choice designers make. And if you
Yes.
ask the industry why, can they really give us an answer?
Right.
Other than, well, that's just the way it's done.
That's just our taste.
And that's always how it's been, you know?
Yeah.
And there have been some designers who have come back and said that they're not going to support the plus size fashion.
They're not interested. Is literally
Yeah, like, they're not
Tim
interested
Gunn,
in-
our point
They're not
person.
interested in women like
Right.
us.
Yeah. So
right.
who
But I
is?
think that is, as the conversation continues to change and as more and more inclusiveness happens, we're going to see those changes just continue.
Do you feel like it's the new guard? It's like the newer designers that are like coming up and they're like, I'm young, I'm hip, I know there's money to be made. We're going to give high-end stuff to these women.
Yeah, I mean, there's 67% of the population ready to spend their money, and you want to exclude them?
I mean, that's not bad. That's bad business, right?
It's like dumb business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I'm not smart enough to go after the majority of the population of women.
Yeah, it's and we all want nice clothes that we can try on in a store. I mean, I
course.
love all of my brands that I order online, but it's a different experience when you go to a Melissa Massey
when you
or
go
you
to
go to a
Melissa
City
Massey and
Chic.
you can feel how lovely and soft the fabrics are, and you're like, oh my god, like this is worth it. I want to get this so bad.
Yeah, and you actually get to have an experience. You know, we've had other stylists on our show who are like, why don't curvy women deserve that experience? The experience of walking into a store, picking something up off the rack, and having a social moment.
And that's what I love about Melissa Massey, because you can actually go there with your straight size friends and all try on stuff and all wear great, well-made clothing.
Yeah.
Which is not a regular occurrence.
No, it's not even at Macy's. I mean, I remember growing up at Macy's.
Even at Macy's, it's like the plus size is next to the maternity, which is next to the kids, which is not where the regular women's
which is on a different
clothes are.
floor.
Don't get me started on that.
We want to get you started. This is the place to get started.
Tell us all about it, Reah.
Retail is changing just in general. The way people shop for anything is changing in general. It's always, unfortunately, been like that for plus size, but I mean, Amazon is a $400 billion company. Why? Because people can click on their app and purchase and have it delivered the same day to their house or the next day.
In hours. It can be delivered in hours if you want to tip your delivery driver.
Right. And so how do brick and mortar stores compete with that? I mean, I agree with you guys that there's definitely nothing better than the retail experience. But to be honest with you, I don't know really the last time I could tell you I walked into a plus size clothing store and shopped. But that could just be me because I'm busy, and a lot of times I'm shopping at midnight and I'm shopping for work and I'm shopping for me. So I'm like adding things to the cart and I just go and
and you probably are you're much more familiar with your body and you know what works and what doesn't, and a lot of women don't.
Yeah.
A lot of women don't know what works for their bodies, so
and don't have the money to put forth in order to try a bunch of stuff just to end up having to send it back. I mean, it's sort of like you're asking us to have a cachet of money in order to afford
and
having that
you have
experience.
to know where to go.
Yes.
Like where, I mean, there's only one Bloomingdale's in the Southern California area that carries plus size.
Oh, God.
Wait, say that again?
The Sherman Oaks Bloomingdale's carries plus size. None of
Only
the other
the Sherman
stores
Oaks.
do.
Only
I
that.
think in Orange County, the Fashion Island, Bloomies. But no, in the LA area, if you want to go to Bloomingdale's and shop in a store, it's only Sherman Oaks.
Wow.
So it's like you have to know that.
Yeah.
And it has to be a destination for you. I don't live in Sherman Oaks. So for me, it's like going to Sherman Oaks is an adventure.
Yeah.
It's a Saturday afternoon.
Yeah. And that's
Yes.
the parking is not great there.
And you want to go there and know that it's a sure thing.
Yes.
Right?
Right, like
you're
if
gonna
you
make
drive,
that-
if you're going to make that
journey.
trek.
Yeah, but there are, I'm so happy that like City Chic is everywhere here in LA now. Melissa Massey's here. It's like the Westfield Culver City Mall has so many great plus size stores.
Yes.
But it's like being savvy. As plus size women and plus size shoppers, we have to be savvy.
Yeah.
And you
And
have to
be
know your
willing
body.
to try it on. You have to be willing to stand in that fitting room and sweat.
Yeah.
And look awful in that
We
lighting.
sweat today, honey.
Oh.
We were sweating it out trying on all that new stuff. So excited.
But honestly, I think like that's why the beauty of a company like Dia & Co is so great, because they kind of do all the work for you.
Yeah.
Right? You have a conversation with your stylist. You tell them what you want, what you're looking for, what you love, what you don't love, what trends you love, what trends you hate, and you get a box delivered to your door.
Just shows up.
If you want to keep it, you keep it. If you don't, you don't. And you get to try it on in the comfort of your home, with or without
With
your
your
best
lighting.
friend.
Yeah. And if you're not in LA, you're in the middle of the country where you don't have access.
Yeah.
It's
It's
genius.
It's like we want everything at our fingertips.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of straight size girls have, style boxes curated for them, and it's so great that they're doing that.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're making it
And they're
available
so
to plus-size
passionate about
ladies.
it, and the stylists are so awesome. And they just hear so much positive feedback from their clients who are just amazed at what they receive in the boxes.
Because it's not even in their imagination.
Yeah, or they never heard of that brand, or they
Yeah.
were never able to try on that brand.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. There was one thing that came up in the news, and we were hoping that you'd put your 2 cents in about it. I don't know if you got to see the New York Times Magazine article that was in last week's paper, but it was a big thing about Weight Watchers and the idea that they've changed the language, but not the messaging. So instead of dieting, we are now being healthy.
Right, and we're not slimming down. We're getting strong.
Yeah, we're getting strong, but the message is still kind of the same, which is you need to change. And even Oprah Winfrey, the most powerful woman in media today, says, I can accept myself, but not if I'm over 200 pounds.
Like, that's my limit.
That's my limit. She has a limit to self-acceptance. And I was just wondering what your feelings are about that. I mean, you have been crushing it for so long. Before this was trendy, you were like, obviously, like you've affected our lives as sort of like someone on the forefront of this. What do you say to that when you hear that?
Well, I think it's unfortunate. But I guess all I can say is that, first of all, Weight Watchers is a cash cow for her. So, she's going to stand behind that paycheck.
Of course. As a businesswoman, that does make sense.
So for her to say that she would accept her 200-pound self would be saying she didn't need her Weight Watchers plan.
Right.
Which I'm sure they wouldn't be too happy about her saying publicly to the millions of people that adore her and do, follow suit.
Right.
But, from a personal perspective, I think those are limits we put on ourselves. And those are limits that other people put on us that we put on ourselves because other people put those on us.
Well, and because of society. Our society says, this is the unacceptable weight, and unless you're working towards bettering yourself, then it's not okay for you to love yourself where you're at. I mean,
you can be a little fat, but you can't be that fat.
Right. Like I feel like there's an acceptable fatness that's allowed.
Absolutely.
Like, you're not really fat. You're like chubby.
Yeah.
So then that's okay. Or like you're working towards
not
working out, so it's okay
that
that right now you're chubby or you're fat.
Yeah. We'll wait around and be sort of nice to you as long as you keep talking about how you're trying to lose weight.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's always been a conversation with Oprah. I mean, her weight has always yo-yoed.
Yeah,
it's
she's
always
always
been about being back on a journey of being smaller,
Right. How many times has there been a magazine that's like, I'm never gaining weight again? And then it's like, oh, wait, I did. Now I've got to do this thing again.
And it's a very old school mentality. And I understand if someone does feel not good. I think there is a weight that everybody has where you're like, oh, I don't feel good in my body anymore. And and maybe that is I'm trying to soften up I'm trying to have a soft heart in this. And that maybe that is where she feels crappy.
But I just wonder if she didn't have a scale, if it would just be like, oh, my pants feel tight, now I'm going to try to like just eat healthier so that these pants feel more comfortable for me, rather than saying at this weight I'm no longer lovable. I'm no longer lovable. Right. Exactly. She's going to, donate all her billions.
No one's jumping
But
off
how
the
about
cliff.
this? Why does it need to be a conversation at all?
I know.
Why does Oprah need to talk about her weight?
I know.
Why?
Because
everybody
Weight
Watchers has her contracted too.
Yeah.
Right.
But
I
just
on a
think
personal level, like why?
But she's just talked about it for so many years, right?
Yeah.
If we're gonna talk about gaining 20 pounds, are we gonna talk about losing 20? It's like I always hate when I see people like jumping on a health train and then it's like all they talk about and all you see
and
them
that
posting
takes up
and
all of their mental energy.
But you're not talking about that when you gain 20 pounds.
Right.
So it's like it's such a personal thing.
Right.
I think is my point. That
It is.
and sometimes I think people talk about it because it holds them accountable. Or
Sure.
they feel like it's going to hold them accountable.
Right.
Yeah.
Without realizing the damage they're doing not only to themselves but to the people around them, especially people who they have influence on, which obviously Oprah does.
I've started to say we don't talk about that. I've literally put shut down conversations, and I have to shut down this conversation
already. No way.
I know, it's so fast, right? It's so crazy.
And we ran into Mustang Sally too, and we're wondering
If
if
you're
she's
not
still
following
here.
her on Instagram, you should be.
You should be. And she was in the green room, and we wanted to say hi to her, but we talked the entire time.
I feel like I could
Reah,
talk to you guys.
how can people find you If they're not already following you, how can they find you?
styledbyreah.com, and Reah is spelled Reah. At Styled by Reah, plus Fashion Stylist on Facebook, and reahnorman.com.
Yes, all of the things. Get in there, guys. Look her.
Follow her. Work with
get
her.
the
Hire her.
inspiration. Look at her fall pics.
Yeah,
for
go
the
to her.
company.
Here's some fashion questions. I told everyone to send me fashion questions, and we didn't even get to answer
Oh
them.
no!
We
But
have
if
to
this
have
talk,
you
we have to have you
I
back.
can jump on and answer questions
We'll go on
online.
Facebook.
Yeah, we'll
go on
do
Facebook.
Instagram
Yeah, we can do
Live and
Facebook
stuff
Live
and
or
Facebook
Instagram
Live.
Yeah.
But you have to come back. It's just that.
Anytime.
Yeah, please. After you're back
I
from
feel like I could just talk to you guys for another hour. With,
Right?
like,
It goes by so fast.
Yeah.
It really does. But we want to hear from you after Fashion Week for
Yes.
sure.
Of course.
So
Yeah.
Yes.
even if we do a quick catch up.
I would love that.
Have a great
Guys,
time.
it's
Thank you
already
guys so
gone.
much.
We're going to see you guys next week.
Yes, we will. Bye.
Hey!